I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
A big shout out to everybody in Riverside. And as a kid, I always wanted to meet Don King. But now I think Don King's a fucking asshole. He's a racist.
No. We're not going down that road.
None bigger than this. Maybe the biggest upset of this decade.
Ese estilo es un fuck you, porque él puede dar bien con la pelea.
Welcome everybody to the Mr. Boxing Guru podcast. Again, it is me, Sal, Mr. Boxing Guru. I promised you guys I was going to start doing these more often. And here we are, man. Once again, another podcast episode. Quien sabe cuánto, maybe about 60 or something. Done a bunch of little episodes. If you guys have a chance, make sure you guys go back and see the progression of the show or lack thereof. Again, we have a lot of things to talk about. I'm glad I kind of waited till Tuesday and didn't release until Monday. I'm sorry, glad I waited till Tuesday and didn't do it on Monday because there's more stuff to talk about. We have unfortunate circumstance. Like you guys already know, the Pacquiao fight is off. Not necessarily the Pacquiao fight as a whole, but the Pacquiao fight that we wanted to see is gone. Unfortunately for Spence, he had a retina tear, and he's unable to compete in a couple of weeks. Really sucks, and I guess we should put the human connection into this because it sucks for Spence. It sucks for us as a boxing fan. Yes, get it. That's great. But a scratched retina. Again, it's not we shouldn't confuse it with a detached retina. That's not what it is. It's not as severe. But it's still something to look at, something to make sure it heals, something make sure that he's fine. I'm sure, based on what Spence will tell us, I'm sure he's going to say it's fine. Of course, every fighter will say they're fine, but still, it's on him to make sure he takes care of that. Of course, Al Heyman took notice of this and immediately started working on a replacement. The good thing about this card, I guess, is that there was plenty of opponents for him to fight. There was, there was Maidana. There was, it wouldn't surprise me, the Robert Guerrero, Victor Ortiz, and of course, we know he wasn't going to do Manny Pacquiao any favor, so he picked Ugas. Ugas is the Cuban guy. He's actually a pretty entertaining fight. It's not a bad fight. I don't want to knock on him, but again, it is interesting how how Ugas landed the fight. I think it's the right thing to do because putting him maybe versus Victor Ortiz would have been completely a horrible mismatch. And I believe Victor Ortiz was sparring with Manny Pacquiao. Robert Guerrero, I mean, it's fine, but these two versions of Yo No Sabo boxing, I mean, it's definitely not one that we wanted to do. I think PBC and friends did the right thing here, and they picked the right card. The right opponent. How's it going to do with the numbers? I don't care. You guys already know I don't care who makes what. I'm sure this was part of the agreement already that in case something happened, the date will be saved and there was still an opponent for Manny Pacquiao, and looks like they got somebody. Are they going to sell tickets like they originally thought they would? Absolutely not. It's not that Spence so much is such a ticket seller. Is the fact that's not, well, yeah, he is a ticket seller, but it's, or Ugas not, but I think it's just the fight for the, I guess you could say, casual fan is not there. I mean, Spence does bring a lot to the table. He brings a solid fan base. So does, of course, Manny Pacquiao. So that would have been an interesting fight in that regard. But as far as just an overall good fight, I think this fight it might even be better for Manny Pacquiao. I mean, at least stylistically, even if, let's say, Ugas does beat him, stylistically it's a better fight. I think it'll be a bit more entertaining. I think the plan for Spence was for him to fight, on the outside, and of course, just keep little Manny away from him, and that was that. I don't think it was going to be that much of an interesting fight to begin with. This fight I believe it'd be a little more even. I would be as far as maybe putting a few bucks on Pacquiao. Why not? I get it. Ugas is a younger guy, but shit, so what? one of the biggest winners in this, I believe, it's Little Maidana, Marcos Maidana, little brother. He was supposed to fight Ugas on the same night, so I think that was a huge step up for him. I hope they get him a new opponent. He's still in the card, but yeah, I think he's the biggest winner. I think Ugas would have really ran through him in 2 to 3 rounds, so I'm glad that fight's not happening. I'm sorry. And how many fucking fights is Al Heyman gonna fuck up? Look, I get it. This one, it wasn't his fault. Again, still kind of hurts the summer of fights. With Fury and Wilder, with Canelo Plant, that was completely his fault. Now this one, again, these are unfortunate situations, but this is unfortunate things that are happening to Al Heyman. Is it karma? Is it him? Is it karma for him trying to put these fucking events where he's overcharging people for very basic fights? I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't like it. I mean, when the guy is number one pay-per-view star, as they like to call him, is Gervonta Davis, which is a guy that either fights very, very small guys, compared to his size, or he actually fights a bunch of Yono Sabo boxers, I mean, that's it. I mean, you're not really getting much on your whole PBC, and when you kind of remotely put your guys in a level playing field, they end up somehow fumbling like the Charlo brothers. So things aren't going as great entertainment-wise on PBC as they really should. With all this said, with Manny Pacquiao, losing his main fighter, his main opponent, I guess, in Spence, do we really blame Canelo for not? Because I think what Canelo really wanted was a secure opponent, a decent opponent, and it looks like Manny Pacquiao is getting one to save the date. I think Canelo wanted the same thing that Manny Pacquiao has, and able to secure a decent opponent, like a Charlo brother, like something like that. And I don't think they were doing that for Canelo. So if this would have happened, it would have been a few weeks out of almost, training camp's almost over, and they're doing this. So it kind of would have been a fucked up situation for Canelo to be in. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's see. And of course, speaking of Canelo, that's a whole nother fucking problem that he has. He got bullied out of a September date. He's actually, which I thought was okay. He's gonna fight in October. I still thought that hurt a little. Him fighting all the way in October. But no, I'm hearing that maybe November's the actual time when they want Canelo to fight. Seems a bit out. The only thing I'm thinking about is that Bivol actually is the opponent, and Bivol, if they're asking him to go down in weight, they want to maybe give Bivol that one time to get acclimated back to the 160s or high 160s, of course, because Bivol was a 168 champ not too long ago, but now him capturing a belt at 175, it makes it a little hard. Look, these from going from super middleweight to light heavy, it's not like the smaller weights where you're going from 130 to 135 or 135 to 140. You're going from 168 pounds to 175. Okay, that's a hell of a jump. And you're asking Bivol to, now that he's acclimated to that 175 pound division, to come back down to the 170s, maybe 172s. That is fucking huge. I get where Bivol needs time. I like Bivol as an opponent. I just don't like him in the catch weight. Now, a question was asked, what do I think about these catch weights? I don't like them. I didn't like them when Pacquiao was coming up, but we're also quick to forget about him. One of on the previous podcast, somebody had asked me, when I was talking about Manny Pacquiao, and I was talking about his greatness, and some fans that have been around the block, they were quick to remind me, look, Yeah, that's all great and dandy, but we can't take away all the catch weights that Pacquiao had, versus whether it was versus Margarito, whether it was versus Cotto, which was, in my opinion, the more drastic one. There was always some sort of catch weight with Pacquiao because we always said, oh, he's so little, he's so little. Great, I get it, you're so little, but you're also extremely weakening the opponent, asking him to go to a weight class that isn't his for it to somehow be fair. It wasn't. Not for Cotto, not for Margarito, and I'm not sure Claudia had it as well versus Pacquiao, but Pacquiao was the king of catchweights at some point. So as far as does it hurt Canelo for him to get into some sort of catchweight? No, absolutely not. Not in the future. Legacy wise, it will not hurt him. Right now, you're gonna get people that me like that. One follower that I have that was quick to reach out and point it out to me. Look, these are fucking catchways. You're hurting the opponent. You're hurting that. You're not putting yourself in a very leveled playing field. Especially what hurts right now. What hurts again, and it's always gonna hurt Canelo's credibility, is that you just fought Kovalev at 175 pounds. And now you're fighting another guy that's 175 pounds, where you're asking him to weight drain himself from a fight, from a weight class that he's already, Bivol's a pretty big dude, so it's going to hurt him to come down a bit. Again, I don't think in the long run it hurts him. It hurts him right now, but Canelo is all about that legacy, and the legacy, when shit gets written down in books and whatnot, Canelo is going to be known as a guy that went to 175 and now will become a two-time 175 pound champion if he were to beat Bivol. Let's see, what else do we have this week? Because I write a bunch of stuff, then end up not saying shit. Oh, this one here, the Easter Bunny arrived a little late. This year in Toledo, when Robert Easter apparently beat a woman unconscious. Man, what's up with these? Look, I don't like doing these. And halfway through reading this, I kind of regretted it. It sucks, man. Look, I think these fighters, and I will never excuse someone from hitting a woman. I mean, I get it. You go and you fight a grown man as a boxer. One, you shouldn't. Two, it fucking sucks, and much less a woman. Fuck, walk the fuck away, man. It's not fucking worth it. It's not worth it. If your girl, and it goes for anybody, man. If your girl's talking shit, let her talk shit. Walk away. Go for a drive. Go get a beer. Come back later. Hopefully it's cooled down. If not, sleep in the fucking couch. It's not worth. And I'll be selfish. It's not worth. It's not worth it for you. Again, one, you're going to hit a woman. It's never right to hit a woman. But much less, it's not worth it for you. It's not worth the jail time. It's not worth being looked at like a little bitch for, hitting a girl. It's just not the like I always say, no es de hombres, that's not a man thing to be hitting a girl, man. It's just, again, if your girl's yapping away, fucking walk away. Walk away. It's the best thing you could do. I know you might think you're the bitch by walking away, but shit, you're avoiding fucking conflict at that point. And you're avoiding a fight that you already know you could win. How the fuck are you going to fucking sit there and try to hit a girl? You already know you could, you're stronger than a girl. You could obviously beat a girl. Is it fucking worth it? Was it, I'm just fucking mindfuck by all this. Alright, so let's get to it, because we actually got fights this weekend. And it's fucking action-packed. Except, for the main one. Well, for the first one I'm going to talk about, I'm sorry. That is on August 14th here in my local area on Showtime. From the, what do they call it now? The PBC fucking dorks? The Punch Bowl. So, we actually get John Riel Casimero is fighting Guillermo Rigondeaux. And this is going to be for Casimero's WBO Bantamweight title and Rigondeaux's WBA regular bantamweight title. This fight, Nonito Donaire was supposed to be fighting Casimero, and that was the only interesting part of it. As a matter of fact, let me take it a little back. This fight versus Casimero versus Rigondeaux was originally supposed to happen. Somehow, some way, they said, all right, let's bring in Nonito. It was going to be an all-action, Pinoy fucking fight. I was loving it. I thought it was going to be very interesting. Then, for some reason, they got into it because of the whole drug testing and whatnot, and they said, fuck you, no, fuck you, and, you know, halampalala. They fucking got in a fight. Full-on Filipino fight. The wives got involved, and that, by wife I mean Nonitos. And the fight didn't happen. Here comes Rigondeaux. He takes on the fight, and PBC is here again to fuck up another perfectly good chance to put on a great fight at the Great StubHub. Am I gonna watch? Fuck no. Do I care to watch? No. We got Antonio Russell in the undercard fighting Emmanuel Rodriguez. Very unpleasant fight. Rashid Warren versus Damian Vasquez. Again, a 10-round bantamweight fight. I don't care for the fights. If you guys want to watch them, knock yourself out. I'm going to where the action's at. This is where I want to watch. Again, same day from Tulsa on ESPN, ESPN Plus. We got Joshua Franco versus Andrew Maloney. They've both given us a hell of a fight where Joshua Franco beat Maloney the first time, and then the second fight ended up in some sort of controversy, decision to Franco, I believe it was the third round. I don't know what the fuck, but it was a bad decision. And now they're going to do it again. Joshua Franco seems to be the most active guy in Top Rank for some reason. They keep fighting him and fighting him and fighting him. Good for Franco, because I know Golden Boy dates have been a bit stale. So I'm very happy for him. On the undercard of Joshua Franco. Well, actually, let's talk a little more about this fight. In the first fight, I thought Maloney was going to be able to maybe outbox Franco a little more, and that didn't happen. I was very surprised on that. It seemed like on the second fight, Maloney was coming a little stronger. I think Joshua Franco might have the upper hand here. The only thing with Franco, look, for a very young guy, he's had a lot of wars. So I'm not sure how those training camps are doing. Every time I see him, he looks fucking great. He looks like a fucking little monster. So he should do fine, but it's getting to the point where I want to see Joshua Franco in those bigger fights. Again, the Andrew Maloney fight is great, but I want to see him in versus the Chocolatitos of the world, because he not that he's getting older, it's just that he's going through a lot of unnecessary wars. I mean, he had I don't know how many fights with the little Colombian that looks like Chicken Little. And whatnot. So it's just not something that and now is going to be his third fight with Maloney again. That means that I think he's had about 6 camps. Again, 6 camps with 2 fucking opponents. That does get tiresome. So let's hope there's bigger and better things out there for him. In that same card again is Andrew Barboza, a local favorite from City Belmonte, fighting Antonio Moran in a 10-round junior welterweight fight, alongside with Jason Maloney, which is Andrew Maloney's brother, versus Josh Greer. That's another sneaky fight. Again, keep an eye out on Arnold Barboza. He's a really good talent, really good fighter. I would love to see Arnold Barboza versus like Jose Ramirez from up north. I think it would be a hell of a fight. And it's just something that should be fun to watch. Carlos with a K. That shit bothers me so much. Carlos with a K, Valderas versus Fidel Cervantes. This fight, it's a get my feet wet for Valderas. Valderas, we know that he was an Olympian. He took Teofimo's spot in the previous Olympics. Good, solid fighter, but they put him versus another pressure Mexican that gives pressure, and that's never. I mean, it's good, but not too fucking early. And of course, we had Dick Schaefer running his career. Now with him being at Top Rank, I think it's comes for better days for him. So hopefully we get to see this kid blossom. I like him a lot. I don't necessarily like the extreme cockiness, but I think he's a hell of a little fighter. But the main card of the weekend, it is in Frisco, Texas, via the Zone. That is Virgil Ortiz versus Igis Kavalaskis, the Mean Machine, in a 12-round welterweight fight. This fight is very, it's very exciting because I think fan bases sometimes get in the way or not get in the way, it's not the right word. We get in the way of enjoying a career sometimes. And I don't think it's a give me fight for Ortiz. I think Ortiz is a hell of a fighter, but remember, each fight is supposed to make you better than the other. I think Kavalaskis is a hell of a fighter, the Mean Machine. Remember, the Mean Machine did put Crawford down, even if they didn't count. I thought he had dropped Crawford last fight. Virgil Ortiz, the way they're moving him so fast, I get it because he's knocking out these guys. But in my opinion, they're moving him very, very fucking fast for my liking. I don't mind these type of fights and even lesser fights. What I mind is the inactivity. I think Virgil is the type of fighter that should be fighting 5 times a year. Again, throw a Igis Kavalaskis type of fight, then throw him a bone and make him fight somebody like some lesser, I guess, type of opponent, and maybe a little seasoned veteran. But I would like to see him more active than he usually is. He can't be fighting these 3 times a year. He's not at that stage. He needs the rounds. He needs the activity. I get it. He's looked good versus these opponents, but still, I need to see him move around a bit more. I'm afraid that we will see Virgil in the type of fight like we saw Victor Ortiz, and he faces the monsters a little too soon. Remember when Ortiz fought Marcos Maidana and he made Marcos Maidana an instant fan favorite? This is the type of fight, in my opinion, that we can get versus Igis. Hope I'm wrong because I'm really rooting for Virgil, but I don't know. I don't know if this is too much for him. I really don't think so. But there is that point where you think, is this too much? Again, who knows? That's what they fight the fight. I get to fights, but I don't know. I think we need to slow it down. Not slow it down. I think we need to speed up the fights, make them fight more often. I just think he doesn't have as many rounds as I would like him to. Again, in the same card, this is weird because this is a Golden Boy fight, and I feel like maybe I'm just ignorant to the cause now because I don't know most of these fighters. We got Roger Gutierrez versus Rene Alvarado. I know Rene Alvarado. Again, not your casual fan does not know him. Only if you're a hardcore Golden Boy. And I'll say it again, Golden Boy fan. Let's see, we also have another title fight. So there's 2 title fights, then the main event. So this title fight is Felix Alvarado versus Eric Lopez. Again, we know Felix Alvarado as well. That's a junior flyweight title. We got fan favorite Pablo Cesar Cano versus Danielito Zorrilla in a 10-round junior welterweight fight. We know Pablo Cano was the man that knocked out Jesus Christ, I remember that beautiful motherfucker that just fought Devin Haney. He knocked him out in 1 round, so that's that. Then we got George Rincon versus a TBA. And let's see, again, Leonardo Baez, Alex Rincon. Okay, so we got these fighters that, maybe I'm fucking ignorant. Maybe I just don't know who the fuck they are, but I'm sorry, I don't know who the fuck they are. And I think, and you guys know me, and you guys make fun of me saying, oh, you're a Golden Boy groupie. I don't know who half these motherfuckers are. Fucking Golden Boys roster full of fucking fighters, and here we are with nobody. But again, as far as main event goes, this is the fucking main event. This is the fight. This is the fight of the weekend. It's the, I don't know. He should win. Is the Virgil Ortiz should win, but we don't really know if he is. All right, we're to the point where we have question answer. I usually go on Instagram, and what I do, and again, my Instagram is at Mr. Boxing Guru. I go and do the question thing and ask, what, do you guys have any questions for the podcast? And I usually get a bunch of answers, and I have to read them out, and I'll pick out the best ones that are on here. Okay, Turi_805, and if you guys don't know Turi805, he used to do the mids with Robert Garcia when Robert Garcia was still stationed, and I'll say stationed, in Oxnard. One of the best mid guys, the Robert, and none of that cute shit where like pa 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 pa. No, just do nice combination shit that you actually use in fights. So shout out to Turi_805. And so Turi asks, I think Manny should skip the Ugas fight and wait for Spence. Thoughts? Yes, ideally I would wait for Spence. I think I think many thought that Spence would beat Manny, but the loss versus Spence weighs less than the loss versus Ugas. As weird as that sounds, it's just because of the unpopularity of Ugas. A lot of fans, especially you get the old school fans like me, you hear a Cuban, you ask for the fighter's nationality or where's he from, and you hear Cuban, and you're automatically like, I don't know, I don't know if I want to watch that shit. I'll watch that shit, every 4 years in the Olympics, but just not as a professional. Ugas is a good fighter, though. I think he has a very interesting style. He's very sneaky, but he's there to fight, and he will bang. Let's see, who else? Battle in the Desert asks, who else could have a Pacquiao fought other than Ugas? As far as opponent, I think he is the best opponent out there. And look, you could throw in Porter, you could throw in Crawford, but look, the fact of the matter is that these fighters are not ready. The fight is 2 weeks away. Ugas was fighting on that card. If you just wanted an exhibition type of fight, throw in Victor Ortiz just for him to get his Diono Sabo ass beat. But I think the best thing that they could have done is added Ugas. Is it the best thing for Manny Pacquiao? I don't know. Let's see. Eddie Aguilera 2021. Shout out to Eddie Aguilera 2021. If you guys don't know Eddie Aguilera, he does the great outfits. The best outfits, in my opinion, in all Southern California and shit, and all the boxing. He's done a lot of great stuff. He asks, why are all the beer lines so fucking long at the fights? All the time. It depends what fight you go to. If there's a Mexican fighting, you're gonna see a fucking line wrapped around the corner. And a lot of times, what we used to do, especially when it was a boring fight, or shit, it's my podcast, so I'll be honest. If there was a girl fighting, we would go to the beer line, get our 2 beers, go back in the beer line, finish our 2 beers, get another 2 beers, and go back to our seats. Mexicans just drink too damn much. Let's see, who else got here? Let's see. Lanukes asks, what do I think about Rigo versus Casimero? I don't want to think about it. It's just one of those fights that I don't know. It's not going to be that interesting. It's going to be as much as people say about Rigondeaux that he plants his feet now that he's a little older, 75. I don't see it. I don't see him as being very entertaining. I don't know. Casimero's a fun little fighter, but I think the skill that Rigondeaux has won't let him do much. ZG says Te la lavas. Let's see. Boxing and BS. Make sure you guys follow him as boxing_and_BS. That sounds difficult, bro. Can't be asking people to follow you. Let's see. Why is Canelo fucking Wilder and Anthony Joshua and Caleb Plant? I don't get it. Why, again, I'm going to read it again because I'm a little sleepy. Why is Canelo fucking Wilder and Anthony Joshua and Caleb Plant? Is it because he's scared of black fighters? That's really funny. Boxing fans have a certain way of acting that surprises me because it's not shit that people say shit on the internet that you wouldn't say in public. Whether it's screaming racism, whether it's screaming, anything, your retarded fucking conspiracy theories. You don't say shit out there. We're in an era of interesting boxing fans where most boxing fans have a internet persona. It's not necessarily their profile. They make up something and they make an account. All they do is troll. So I guess boxing and BS, for your question, Canelo, he's fought plenty of black fighters. I don't see what's the big deal, but shit, I would love for him to fight Charlo. I would like for him to fight shoot whoever. I don't care what color you are, just fucking fight. If you're good, fight. Let's see. Cutman Saul Ochoa asks, Puro Dodgers. Okay, whatever that was. Somebody said Mikey. No, it says Herring versus or Setback. Setback's a fucking idiot. Let's see. And LOL Boxing Memes. You guys gotta follow him. LOL Boxing Memes likes to dub conversations or interviews of fighters. And he says, what do you think of the motherfucker fighting Ugas? Ugas is the motherfucker fighting Ugas is a hell of a fighter, man. I can't wait to see Manny fight. Stream, of course. Somebody says, ¿Por qué eres así, cholo? Let's see. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Let's see. All right. I think this is it, guys. Look, it's been fun. I like to keep them about 30 minutes. Hopefully, you guys stayed for the whole thing because, from my understanding, you guys tell me that you guys like the Q&A. So there it is. Oh yeah, somebody asked. The last one that just popped up. When am I gonna talk about the no puedes jugar boxeo guy? I'm not. He's an old man. You guys need to stop leaving that. Stop leaving these old man alone. I did go online right now. I felt like doing a little trolling of that Rick Glaser guy. That guy is a real fucking piece of shit. He's fun to follow, but he's fucking annoying. I was fucking with him right now. As a matter of fact, I got a question. It says, why does that dip shit Glaser act like a mover and shaker when all he does is when we all know he's full of shit? Dang, I need to fucking go to sleep. Why did that dipshit Glaser act like a mover and shaker when we all know he's full of shit? Rick Glaser is fucking funny, dude. And again, this one, since it was a direct private message, I'm gonna keep anonymous. Look, there's no one out here that likes to troll PBC as much as I do. But you have to be an equal opportunity hater. Just like I troll PBC, you got to be able to troll Top Rank, Matchroom, Golden Boy, all of them. If there's a promoter that's not doing something, per my standards, you have to troll and you have to give him shit. It's only right. It's the only way shit gets done. And it's weird. Like this Rick Glaser, he likes, for some reason he has an obsession, or he likes every other promoter, just not PBC. I don't like PBC shit. I don't like any of the fucking promoters, to be honest. But I have to give them credit when they do something great. So kudos to PBC, kudos to Matchroom, kudos to Golden Boy, kudos to Top Rank. When you guys do great, you guys do fucking amazing. And Thriller now, I guess. Thriller can't do shit right lately, but I'm really looking forward to them actually hitting it big with Oscar De La Hoya. I saw that Oscar De La Hoya had sparred for the very first time, so I'm really looking forward to his fight versus the MMA guy. All right, guys, this is it again. If you guys could please do me a huge favor, go follow me on YouTube. It's at Mr. Boxing Guru, and again on Instagram at Mr. Boxing Guru, on Twitter at Mr. Boxing Guru, and I also have a page on Facebook, but I rarely use it. Again, thank you so much for listening to me and the Mr. Boxing Guru podcast. Thank you. Stay tuned. Great things are coming. Thank you. Adios.